Alright guys, you asked for it. Wonderland Secret Worlds Part 8. Actually, no, because I troll you guys. I trolled you so hard. Yeah. Anyway, without Wonderland Secret Worlds Part 8, because you guys been asking me a lot and a lot, it will never happen. So, without that, let's just get on with the last ranking video of mine, which is called Every Wonderland Classic and Adventure Trilogies Rank. So there will be one rule and one rule only, is that there will be no spin-off or mainline games such as Sticky and Loof in Wonderland. I know that exists in Steam, but I don't know if I want to try or not, but I don't feel like it. So anyway, let's get on to this Every Wonderland Classic and Adventure Trilogies rank. Starting with number 6. Number 6 goes to Wonderland. Yep, just Wonderland. This is the first Wonderland Classic Trilogy and the first Wonderland game to release on October 24th, 2002. This is the first game that I enjoyed playing when I was a little kid. And when I still grow up, I watch every last YouTubers play this one, such as Kamerson, Desktop Dreams, Den, and Dest. Or Kest. I don't know if it's her name or not, but whatever. This game is a bit too long, because the reason why I put on number 6 is because some of the levels are fun and enjoyable, but some of the levels are frustrating, rage, or disappointing. Because whenever you play those levels, you'll definitely fail over and over again. And that's okay, because you'll definitely try and try again, because failing is a good thing, and no matter what, you'll definitely succeed at least to get to the end of the level. Now, there are rainbow coins out there that you need to collect before you can open a gate to escape the level with yourself or your best friend Loof. Because Sticky always has a best friend called Loof, and I don't know why he's called Loof, because I don't know, like Loof for what? I actually don't know what it is. And Sticky is called Stinky because he's a stinker who stinks a lot, and people are like, oh, why does he stink so a lot? Ugh, you're gross or something, man. Anyway, the music itself, it's really a good thing, especially for the opening thing itself. It's actually amazing and a bop thing, and a banger alert for sure. I know some of those levels are a bit too wacky and a bit too hard or difficult, like the Crazy Box Factory, or one of the last level or final level, which is One Last for the Road. Now, One Last for the Road is a very disappointing level for me, in my opinion. And I really don't like it. It's because of how disappointing it is. It could have been better, at least just have to make it more fun and enjoyable, than rather than disappointing or frustrating to the players who play this one and get mad at it so many times to smash their computers so hard. Now, I really don't like the last level of this one, but they could have been a little bit better. If you want to make the final level the One Last for the Road, just make it like, I mean, I don't mind the long timer, but it's 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Yes, I really do mind. Because make it to at least 10 minutes or 30 seconds. Well, 10 minutes to 30 seconds will at least would do. I don't mind about that, because it really would fit through the final level to make it fun and enjoyable. But I don't know what they're doing with this level, because if there's like, too much boxes or like fire cans that should not be added to this one, then at least remove the fire cannons so they can make up for more space like that. But I don't know, like, I know it's my opinion, but it could have been a little bit better, at least for at one chance. But if you make it or be One Last for the Road, here's an ending. And this ending I really like because it has a story in it, because Sticky and Luffy will have to take a well-deserved break, or well-deserved vacation break. Because after all they did from the final level BS crap, I just really think that Midnight could have fixed the final level, because it's really disappointing and it doesn't bring you off the edge too much. It just lowers people's standards and just make them feel angry at least. It's not even a fun level to begin with, but it could have been a lot fun and enjoyable level, like Baby Steps for example. It's a fun in a level that's way more enjoyable than the final level itself, because the first level it teaches you how to do it. It's like Baby Steps when you're a little baby, and if you want to walk, then then I know that babies do walk at least, because for me, I just do walk, and sometimes when I grow up at least, I sometimes normally walk for I don't know how many long, like 21 years or 22 years, but yeah. But this level kind of teaches you how and why things kind of work in a way. But the final level doesn't. It doesn't tell you you shouldn't, be here at least for a second. Because this level would have been a lot better if there were tips or tricks in it. Because this level would have been a lot better if there's, no such thing as a lot of boxes, but if there's one or two or three, I don't mind. But if there's a lot of boxes, I really do mind, because sometimes like all of those stuff is definitely not even the slightest thing touched in my mind. And I really like the 3D animation in the visuals, and the background was amazing as well. It definitely has that retro, or the other game like Chicken Invaders 2 The Next Wave, which has that background Earth thing. I really liked that 1002 Earth background, which has that cartoon style of it. And it really does show how animation really would, definitely had that amazing cartoon style. Because Wonderland definitely has an actual cartoon style of that 3D effect in it. And it's really amazing to see how Midnight grow this one up. If it does age well enough, then yes. If it doesn't, then no. If it's like both sides, this game ages up the good way, I would say maybe, because not because of how some of them are just mediocre-ish, but some of them are fun and enjoyable, and some levels are raging or frustrating or disappointing to others. But this game really shows how the first game really brought, and it didn't brought down so well, but it could have been a little better just having without this game to be a little bit mixed bag itself. Because this first game is really missing something, and you might be wondering, what is the missing something? Well, I'll tell you. It really missed cutscenes. See, without cutscenes, the level or the gameplay will fall flat in its face and nothing to deal with it. Or some of the levels will get frustrating or boring or repetitive at the same time. Just giving how the players would definitely have an anger rage impact on this one. And I know that a lot of people would think that the cutscenes will definitely agree with me that the cutscenes would definitely add a lot more, because Secret Worlds does it a lot better. But the first game itself, it really needs to step its game up, because I don't know what Midnight is even thinking for, because for the opening itself, I definitely don't mind, at least, because it definitely has that amazing intro or cartoon intros when you watch like SpongeBob SquarePants, The Amazing World Gumball, or etc. But the cutscene itself should add a lot more, giving how you want to progress the game a lot more. Because games like Pizza Tower, Undertale, or Five Nights at Freddy's, yeah, maybe that. Because like any cutscenes or it's a lot important than the story itself. But the game seriously needs cutscenes. Because if you don't need cutscenes, the gameplay would just fall flat in its face and the story doesn't lead anything to it. And I know that Sticky and Loop doesn't talk once in this level or all the levels. I don't know if they talk, but please let me know in the comments down below if they talk or not. Because if they talk to yourselves, then yeah, I'll definitely give that one. But I don't know about the game itself, but just let me know in the comments down below. Now as for the ranking for the Wonderland, I give this one a 5 out of 10. Now don't get me wrong, it's not my least favorite Wonderland game, but this game would have been a little bit better because it's really missing something else. The cutscenes are really important to this game because it'll definitely make you progress a lot more than what it has. Because this first game, without that, it doesn't progress you that much. It just makes you kind of disappointed and feel a bit more than what it is. And it makes you want to sleep just a little bit. Because you might be wondering like, oh, where are the cutscenes at? I don't know why Midnight just add. Like, I know that Midnight should have add that, but I know that's my opinion. So, anyway, on to the next one. Coming in at bed number 5 is Wonderland Adventures. This is a game that really sticks out to me when I played this one as a little kid. This is the first Wonderland Adventure trilogy and this 4th Wonderland game to be released in February 2007. This game is the first game to utilize visual 3D animations, which has that new visuals because of the no new old ones, like the classic trilogy, for example. Now this is a whole new style of a Wonderland Adventure trilogy of this game, and the animation of this one kind of looks very smoother, but I don't progress of how, unlikely the animation for that. The animation is just really smoothie, but it doesn't bug me to how much painful of how annoying the animation was, because it looks pretty soothing and smoothly to see it brought. The story itself it's not your typical classic trilogy, it's just a whole new different story at that. So you play as Stinky, Loof, or Kooky, or Peak, whatever character you want to choose, or you can just customize for your own character and name it your name or your nickname, whatever. Just go with this. After you name your own nickname or your real name, you can play whatever you want. It doesn't freaking matter. Now for this story itself, it's just like, I don't know what the story kind of meant by that. I know that the dwarves are taking down over Wonderland, and it seems like yes, we're the only ones had to save Wonderland and bring peace and harmony, which I know that bringing peace and harmony is a good thing. Besides, even when sometimes like peace and harmony is just being ruined by the dwarves because they just want to bring war to Wonderland. Now I know this sounds a bit too cliched in my opinion, but why would the dwarves even just ruin Wonderland? Now I know that's not the only typical point of view typically seeing, because even if the dwarves are just want to start war of Wonderland, they They could have just, did a little bit better than that. I mean, yes, seeing one dwarf tricking Stinking to getting the purple crystal is just, its only option. But why would he steal it? That's the question. Now I know that even dwarves exist in Wonderland Adventures. That doesn't mean that it's necessarily annoying in my book, but it could have been a little bit better. The story itself could have been a little bit better, but Magically Digress, it's not like one of the best stories in my opinion, but it's alright, I'll give it that. Now there's like, a boss fight. Actually there's like one or two. I don't know if there's like 2 or 3 or 4, but I don't know, I might be wrong, but you can comment down below if I'm wrong or not. But actually there's one boss fight in Wonderland Adventures, and that is this thing. Yeah, whatever this thing is. Now you have to only hit him with 3 attacks, and when he gets hit 3 hits, he's done. Now I know, like, for this boss fight, it has to have a unique boss fight theme into it. You see, like this, it doesn't play out very well. It plays out as boring as possible, and that's how it is. It just play out as boring as possible, not even knowing how the writing need, because they could have had, a lot of a cooler boss theme like this. Just make this boss fight really fun and enjoyable and a lot more challenging. Don't make it boring and too easy, because I don't even get it. Like, I mean, yes, you can make it as easy as you can, but just make it challenging so that the players could have a lot more fun and enjoyable. Don't make it so too easy, because the players would be bored a lot if they seen this first boss fight like that. I know some of the levels were a bit too let's say they're decent, but some of the first levels are good. They stand out a lot more than how they would do like Stinker Rescue and Stinker Rescue Part 2. The way how they mentioned the levels of how amazing the well they crafted is that, like, in the final level of Secret Rolls, this is the first 2 levels of Stinker Rescue Parts 1 and 2. This is why captures what you can make a great level like that. The Stinkers rescuing in their animation pose are just some of the best ones that I've seen so far. Don't get me wrong, they look very cute when they're sleeping. They look so adorable. But even when you wake them up, they say hi or hey or eh just by doing that. It just, makes it just, it's a cute thing to do. So anyway, I have nothing too much to say about the levels, but the other levels itself are just, a bit too decent, despite overflowing it too much. Because when the boss fight, when we defeat the boss fight, some of the levels or all the levels will become a little bit decent, or maybe a too, tad bit annoying a little bit, but it doesn't, needless to say how much decent or, not even good memory or less memorable levels out there, just like how they would used to be. And very glad to see that they have, glove hands, because without the glove hands, it would suck. Now the glove hands are, a lot simpler. The red glove allows you to move. The green glove hand allows to, block someone when they're coming through, or I don't know if they do something else, but they're trying to run away for you. Try doing that to block like an enemy or a Q monster. Yeah, pretty much. And you have the orange, yellow, purple, blue, and cyan, which is light blue, by the way. Which I don't know how things kind of work. I don't know if they're like, from Undertale or not, because the 7 human souls might be referencing to the actual 7 crystal shards. And it actually might be a reference to Undertale though. Now I think about it, it might be. Anyway, the music itself is very superior from the last one. It has that orchestra feeling, and it's really that's amazing and beautiful, like the main theme song and the overall windmill theme. I know it's a windmill theme, but yeah, that's how it plays. And the windmill theme of that, it's just really is amazing, and it sees how like it's like the only beginning of that. The caves theme is probably, it's a decent music, but like it could have been a little bit better, obviously, because of how they just add that in. I mean, it wasn't that even scary, at least, but I know that the classic Wonderland music tried better than that, but it could have been a little bit worse in my opinion. But hey, it's just a decent music, so what can you ask for? So overall, my rating for this game, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Now, keep in mind that this is my opinion and my opinion only. I know that a lot of people just seem that they want to make this game a lot more better, but the ending itself, it feels like a lot more, it feels just confusing. Like, I know that the dwarves are just colorful, but aren't they colorful enough to be a little bit positive? I mean, I know they're brown even though they're negative inside, but colorful is positive? I don't know what they're even trying to bring up with the story or not, but even with the ending itself, it still confuses me a lot. I mean, peace and harmony, yes, I can understand, but dwarves being colorful? What? What are you guys even up to anyway? Like, what's the story on? I mean, I don't know if they're trying to do something about it, but if you're trying to make the story a lot more better, just do it better, okay? Just, like, don't make it even worse. Just don't. No. But yeah, it's just, this game could be a little bit better, but the levels, some of the levels just could have been a little bit better or worse in my opinion. It just could have been a lot more decent, but some of the first levels are a lot better than the second section of the levels, are a bit too decent. The music overall is pretty good standards overall. The orchestral feeling has that amazing feeling of the 2000s or the late 2000s thing. It's just really a good thing for that animation standpoint of how the stinkers become, a lot more perfect in this one. Well, not too perfect, but I don't know if they're perfect or not, but yeah, I'm not gonna say they're perfect or anything. They're great. They have great animations, great wave, yeah, and the mirror exists in that. I'm not counting as Mirror Peak, I'm counting as some mare. This is the first time that some mare just appeared in this one. So yeah, let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is Wonderland Adventures Mysteries of Fire Island. This is the second Wonderland Adventure trilogy in the series and the 5th Wonderland game to be released on December 2008. Now, there's a Air release date, and that is February 12th, 2009, which is invalid. So that means it's Air release date. So you know what I mean. The game itself feels a bit too. It feels very nice on its own story, but the ending itself, it feels just oh uh mm, 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 Okay, yeah, I have no words, but I'll say it's strange. Okay? There. That's it. The music itself, don't get me wrong, it's absolutely superior from the last one that I did. The Wonderland Adventures was a nice one, but this one is far superior from its amazing, fantastic music and overall the amazing background and atmosphere that really fits in the background music as well, such as the caves, the jungle atmosphere theme, and the jungle maid theme as well, which it plays as the title screen menu, which it really fits well with the whole theme itself. I know a lot of people really like this soundtrack a lot more than the Wonderland Adventures one, because people, definitely come back and listen to this and think this, wow, this is absolutely amazing. They actually put us off, and they did. I know it's almost an actual masterpiece or almost perfect one, but if it were to be a perfect soundtrack, then it won't better be one, because I mean the third Wonderland Adventure thing I got already existed, and that soundtrack was perfectly a masterpiece. Just a masterpiece. That's all I'm gonna say. But this one right here, the story itself kind of feels a bit too, let's just say, it's honestly good, okay? It's honestly good, but the levels itself are a bit too complex, I should say. I mean, some of them were gonna be the worst ones, but some of the first levels aren't that bad. We're just, a bit too iffy on a tip B, but not too great. It's just not all those levels that, are less memorable as there are, but if I remember, like, have some of the first levels at the back of my head, I know that to say the stinkies or the little stinkers, which are definitely my most memorable favorite moments of this one. Because sometimes, like, even with these, like, I do find myself, enjoying the most thing that I really have been appreciating what I did. If I didn't, then I'd rather just, lose my mind and get over it, or just rage a lot. I mean, sometimes it doesn't happen to the best of people, whoever, enjoy this one. But if you're around, then if you're around and you've seen most of those you played, you definitely know when you're doing something, whenever it's, enjoying your time or getting frustrated at the game itself. Now, a lot of people really don't have a memory itself for the game. I mean, sure, you can think that the level you have in your memory, for example, Emerald Coast. Emerald Coast is the one that is your most memorable favorite level, because what you play is what you see. What you see is what it gets refreshing out of you. What you see is how Sonic would do what he want to do, and how you want to speedrun through that stage over and over again, just to get that world record speed run. It's really that interesting how like a most memorable level or favorite level that you have. I mean, I don't have a favorite level of mine, but it's just not for the record that I won't ever to happen. Now anyway, as for the Mysteries of Fire Island, the ranking itself, I'll say I'll give it a... Either way, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. I'll give it that. Now for the ending itself, it's strange but pretty much questionable at time. I mean, okay, yeah, the UFOs come at Earth, which kind of strangely it happens, but also why exactly? But it doesn't, happen at the same time when UFOs just approach to the Earth. I mean, not in real life, they won't. So, I mean, if they have in cartoons, then yes, they do. But this, I really don't think so. But I don't know if they, whether fix it or not. But it's just, I don't know. It's just like so strange in my opinion. In seeing them leave was just kind of a bit. It's a good one to end it off, and a great continuation for an actual third Wonderland game that actually exists. Hello. So anyway, that's it for that. So let's move on to number 3. Number 3 goes to Return to Wonderland Platinum Edition. This is the second Wonderland Classic Trilogy in the game, and the third Wonderland game to be released in November 20, 2003. And let me start by saying this is amazing game to start off with. It's not, the best one out of them all. This game really captures everything we really had. Tutorial levels, deluxe levels, classic levels, and hell, even custom levels. And hell, even there's level editor, which is made from 2006, by the way. And I really like this one because it teaches you how to build the levels, and just like how create some stuff. You can build it with, sub levels like what I feel like it. Whatever it's gonna be easy, challenging, or hard. It's just like how Jump to Dash feels like it is, because this one, it feels like similar to how Jump to Dash, because the levels are created have a little level editor, which has a system that you have to create some levels, then properly bugs fix them if they're they die to a way part or a ship part, or hell, even a UFO part. Now the thing is that bug fixing a level, I don't know if it takes a lot of time, but it takes time with developing. If you're a game developer, then yes, then you might be seeing some struggling life depending on your bug fixing timeline thing. Because a lot of people would say that updates will have bug fixes, because they do have bug fixes a long time ago. And that's true, because sometimes not every game is just bug fixing every time, but every time it has bug fixing because of how good it was. Because players would definitely feel what they want to do, and not to be confused by the controls or something like that, or the Xbox or the Nintendo Switch controls. Yeah, because I don't think if Return to Wonderland Platinum Edition will ever come to Switch, but I don't think it's not, so don't count on that. Because I know that a lot of people would say that Return to Wonderland level editor is sometimes abysmal to go through, but to me, it's actually a good thing because if you look at the little editor design, you can see that other people create those levels. Like for example, Kamerson, because he created a level which basically explain how he does work. I mean, that's truly how it is, so it was. The story of this one feels a bit too, what would I say? It feels really good, but also very kind of nasally at this point, because because if you get to the ending, you'll see that the beginning of the story kind of feels like how you want it to play off by that. And I don't know if this one is a prequel to Secret Worlds or a sequel to Secret Worlds, because it just doesn't fit the promise that what Return to Wonderland Platinum Edition's beginning was. Yes, the beginning scene is just like how it plays off, because just doesn't mean like it's not always just added, doesn't mean that it's just like actually a sequel or prequel of that. But I don't know if it's just a sequel or prequel, because like I'm getting confused by sidetracking off of those beginnings of the scenes, because Wonderland is the first game and it does a really good job of what they did, but the second game of this one, I don't know if they sometimes do it or not, but the beginning, it feels really good, but it feels too nasally to just compare it off just by what Secret Worlds did. Because at Secret Worlds, the cutscene actually plays off, and then Siki has to find his friends and then save the Stinkers. That is a great opening for that. But I don't know if this opening of Return to Wonderland did any better, but I'll say it did a good job about that, okay? I'll give it props. So, yeah. The ending itself, it feels really natural to say, because once I don't count as we're playing as the deluxe edition, but not as the classic edition, because the classic edition, it really doesn't feel like an ending, but it's just a kind of wasteful thing to do it, because like how much effort I need to do after that. But the deluxe edition levels, but I really like the final level overall for the deluxe edition, because it doesn't feel too hard to punch of its face or whiplash, because it feels kind of too easy to take a notch and not go too hard, especially when you're definitely trying to beat this game. So yeah, and I know this level kind of requires patience, but I know what it feels like. But this level right here is definitely the great one, a great level to end it off with the deluxe edition. Sorry, I cannot even speak today. So after that, Sticky and Loop kind of retire their thing. P go to help and rescue with their Winter Town, and then Cookie will finally be peaceful in her mountain, which is Cookie's cottage, I would say. Actually, I could have said Cookie's cottage, but not in the mountains, but her cottage. So I'll say that. But yeah, but the ending itself, it feels very natural. But to me, like, I would say that I would put Wonderland after Secret Worlds, because I know that the ending kind of doesn't make sense, because why on earth would you want to choose Return to Wonderland before Wonderland Secret Rules. Now, I know that it doesn't fully compare it off to one another, but if I would say like, another person out there and said that, oh, there's a finance for this game and I don't know what it is because if it's a prequel or a sequel, I don't know. So yeah, they don't know what they're gonna put because they're gonna put after or before that. So I'm gonna put it after because Secret Rules just ends after Wonderland Return to Wonderland opening begins. And then it ends. So there you go. One thing I never noticed is that Sticky, Loof, Peak, and Cookie had their own unique animation. It's just like how amazing what they are and how good it can be. Yeah, sometimes it can be lazy on the nose and developers don't even care what they're doing, but they're trying to do what they want to do, so that's up to them. And if people really don't like the animations, then I don't know what you're doing over here, but if you really like the animations of the way how they improve about this, then I'll say that they did a great job about what they overcome, because like for Wonderland, the animations kind of look very cartoony, by the way. And this one, it kind of looks still like cartoony, but they have, you know, new animations, like how they want to do, how they just move around with their shoulders, or just, you know, sleep with their eyes closed, or just, you know, smile a lot. Actually, smiling can be a bit creepy. Yeah, don't do that, kids. And I know a lot of people really don't like how or why they smile like that, because they just seem to get along, don't they? And I know that for some reason that it's just like not ordinary because of how they consider themselves ADHD or not, but I know if they have, because if they do, then they would definitely not be smiling. Or actually, I'll scratch that. Sorry, I won't say that. Sorry about that. I should not said that stickers just smile if they had ADHD. Sorry. So anyway, I'll give this game a 8 out of 10. I'll definitely recommend it to someone who wants to play this one, because this game has something unique to it, and it doesn't really feel like how much creativity is going on, because the creativity in some of those levels are just so fascinating. Some of them are complete boring or frustrating to beat it, or just kind of disappointing. I know if they're not levels are just disappointing, but some of them are frustrating, just like the final classic level will do, because that one nearly doesn't do right. Because I don't think it's a bad level from my opinion. It is like okay level, but the second half it really feel like it could have been better, because have all the choppers come at once is not even a good thing to do it, because especially if you beat the game, you'll definitely see that they're gonna die a lot of chompers ahead of you for reaching at the end. And I know a lot of people will struggle all of this, because I know that because they really do deserve what they want to do, and I kind of feel bad for them. Honestly, I do. So anyways, on to number 2. Number 2 goes to Wonderland Adventures Planet of the Zeebots. This is the 6th and last game in the Wonderland Adventures trilogy, and the last final Wonderland game to be released on October 24, 2013 to celebrate the late 10-year anniversary of the original game itself, Wonderland. This game is a great continuation to the massive, highly amazing but kind of stupid ending at Mysteries of Fire Island. This is the biggest brand new beginning of Planet of the Z-Bots, and I definitely really like this one for sure. This one really ticked me off with why and how amazing it really was, because you're on another planet, and then the Planet of the Z-Bots are a little bit dangerous, but they cannot be nice, but not even trustful sometimes. They can be, they can hurt you, and all I do is, stay out the way a little bit. Now, for this one, it's just, I really like this game a lot though, because it definitely shows how deep, how in dark the series can go. But this is the final one, and this is pretty dark, at least, because once the beginning of the story, you're absolutely scared about what's gonna happen, because Z-Bots are attacking in from another planet, and you're absolutely scared of what you're gonna do. But until you realize the end, you finally learn how to escape what you want to do. Because I know a lot of people really think that this game is just definitely one of their best jobs, and its music is really outstanding as well. The music in this one really shines as how beautiful it can get. The singer who sings this one, Waiting for You, is an ending credits theme, which is a highly amazing song no matter what. It so goes to the main theme itself as well. And there's some, deeper atmosphere songs, like how it plays out really good, and how really dark it really gets though. Just like how Mysteries of Fire Island, I know that one is a bit too atmospheric, but this one is very dark atmospheric. Mysteries of Fire Island captured that jungle atmospheric, but Planet of the Z-Bots really captured that dark atmosphere, which really set up the tone so well that the player realizes why are they feeling so scared about this one. And I really like this one as well, because not even the music itself really works, the gameplay itself really works so well. There's some levels that are really good, and some levels are pretty meh, but yeah, that's just for a course. It all depends on what you want to do with the level and how you want to get good at it. And besides, getting good at it makes you feel a little bit better and less frustrated and more memorable at the game itself. Now, I'm not saying that a lot of people should, not brag about this one, because saying that this game is a lot better than Secret Worlds, because I'm not gonna brag about this one too, so please don't even brag about this one saying that this game is really better than Secret Worlds, because I'm not gonna take that back on what you guys said, so just quit it already. Anyway guys, about that gameplay, presentation, and the music itself, I'll give this one a 9.5 out of a 10. This game is really well recommended to others who want to play this one, and it's just, a bit more classic feel into it. It doesn't have that classic feel into it, but it's just, a modern design. A modern feel into it. Yeah, crap, I could have said modern feel into it, but whatever. Anyway, the modern or adventure feel, just I almost said classic feel, but just ignore me if I just said that. Anyway, the adventure feel of this game, it really feels just so amazing, but yet so inspiration. And I'm very sad that they make in the last game as well, because I wish they make some more of this game as well. And it's sad to go away. And I know that Sticky Loof in Wonderland really exists, but it's a fan game, so I mean that counts. So yeah. Anyway, The gameplay and the music and the presentation were amazing. The animations we never talk about is so good. So good. And I definitely really like this one. The new animations in Planet of the Z-Bots were amazing. And with the sound effects, when they just do this, were fantastic. They didn't add, the sound effects when they just say "wee" in Wonderland Adventures or Mysteries of Fire Island, but this is what they deserve so much. And what they added, it's so good to see how well the stinkers are actually saying that when they're about to ride on whatever tunnel it is. So yeah, and it definitely deserves it though. The animations are fantastic and the sound cues are really amazing though. And despite everything, it's just been for the game itself. And it's really good to see how Midnight Synergy is just, taking a break from Planet Z-Bots, because I don't know if they're taking a break in Sneaking Aloof in Wonderland, because I don't know if they created that game or not, but I don't know. It's some else developer, not them, not Midnight Synergy, it's some else person. I don't know, let me go look it up. Oh, what do you know? It's Tootsuit Games. So that's the one that they have. Huh. They have been developed this game. Well, nice. Anyway, about that, Planet of Z-Bots is really a well-made, deserved game to be the last one in the series, and it's really sad to go away. So let's just move on to number 1 then. Number 1 is Wonderland Secret Worlds. This is the third and final Wonderland Classic Trilogy, and the third Wonderland game to be released on March 1st, 2005. This is the best game no one ever created. Midnight Synergy is just the best of what they create. And this is definitely what they deserve. Actually, no, I said, and this is no objection. Yeah, I could have just said that right there. Sorry about that. So Wonderland Secret Worlds is amazing puzzle game that has a cutscene, story, then there's a map, there's signs telling you to look out, there's tools you have to pay to have to get to the other side of the other side, like Windy Hills, Wondertown, Fire Island, rainbows, or clouds, or fire. Actually, no, I just said Fire Island. Sorry. Creepy Keep, the Wasteland, the Void, and last but not least, the Stinker Rescue, which is the pyramid that they're on. Wait, is that the pyramid they live in? Also, why did they get stuck in the pyramid though? Yeah, you can say that, but really get stuck in a pyramid? I know why they sweep through the tornado and then the tornado just, pushed them in the pyramid, so I guess they just get stuck in the pyramid forever. Until the 4 wee stinker is about to stay them. I guess that makes sense though. I really like the story as well, because the story is really amazing and it really keeps you really focused no matter what. And it's just, amazing to see how much animations on the cutscenes, because the animations are fantastic. They look like I want to watch cartoons though. They look like they come from cartoons, like how SpongeBob would do, The Amazing World of Gumball would do, or just everything in my general. And I really like this because this one really has that amazing cartoon feeling animation in it. And it definitely deserves what Midnight Synergy really create into this amazing masterpiece of an animation of what they deserve. The cutscenes were just what they do in cartoon. And I definitely really like it. Because it's definitely not some fairy tale cartoony animation, but it's cartoony animation. It is not fairy tale, so don't never ever say that it's a fairy tale ever again, because I just don't wanna, I don't wanna, have some kids just only watch this cutscenes, but I mean, I don't know, let's just not wasting that. So anyway, the gameplay itself was very amazing. It's just deservedly one of the best gameplays, in my opinion. And it really starts you off at Stinky Scope because it's just, a more easy one until you have to, get to the harder levels, which are just, difficult or somewhat a bit frustrating to do, or some were a bit too. It's just some are a bit less frustrating, but not more frustrating, because even if you chance to screw it up, you'll definitely start the game over again, and then yeah, you don't have to screw it up. So if you don't want to have the chance to screw it up, then you don't want to, then, eh? Actually, a lot of people will never do would I die to Wonderland Secret? Can I beat Wonderland Secret Roles without dying? I mean, yeah, I could have said that. Can I beat Wonderland Secret Roles without dying? So yeah, I know a lot of people wouldn't say that, but they wouldn't, because they'll die to levels a lot. I mean, some, not all. So yeah. Anyway, some levels were frustrating, but more levels are the most memorable, fun, and enjoyable to beat. Because sometimes, like, the easiest one, but not the harder ones that had the less frustrating ones and not less memorable in it. And sometimes it could get you screw around sometimes like this. And it's just, a lot of people will, definitely get angry about it. And that's okay, because getting angry is the most good thing that you'll ever screwed up in puzzles like these, or levels like these. So yeah, not me, because I don't typically beat Wonderland Secret Roles, so I'm not gonna do part 8, so don't count me in that, because I don't have the game itself, because the old laptop is finally demolished because I have a new laptop. So anyway, the new map is just amazing. It's just so perfect. Well done to Midnight Synergy to create this one, because it definitely feels what real life could be if I would see this one. This one is just amazing, and it's really good to help you, especially when you're not, especially if you're getting lost in where you're going. Because if I put this dark, you can't even see what's going on, or why is the map so dark. Because the map itself, it really helps you a lot more, and just by doing it, you'll definitely get past through many levels in no time and beat the final level, which is Stinker Rescue. Stinker Rescue is definitely the best level to end off, because it's not a pain in the butt like One Last for the Road would do, because that one is an absolute pain in the butt. But this one is the best final level to end off with, and it really deserves what Midnight Synergy was hoping for that one. This level right here, it summons up perfectly because there's 12 stinkers. Yeah, 12. Absolutely don't know why, but it could have been a lot more than that. Like, how about 15 or 20 at least? Because, yeah, 20, yeah. Like, yeah, 20. Like, Midnight Synergy. Put 20 stinkers instead of 12. I mean, that'll make... Actually, you know what, never mind. I'll take it back. I'll take it back, guys. I'm sorry. 12 it is. 12 it freaking is. Anyway, the story itself is pretty fine, and it's amazingly well done with the cutscenes. Because Stinky is just so sad losing all his friends, and where they're heading to, because they got lost in the pyramid caves after they swept around with the tornado. And finally, they want to reunite it with all of its friends, all of its 3 friends. So they reunite with Loof, they reunite with Kooky in Wintertown, they reunite with not Kooky, Pig from Wintertown, Kooky from Kookie's Cottage. They go out to Fire Island, then the Void, and after that, the massive, amazing ending as well. I know they traveled to Creepy Keep and Fire Island, and those ones were just good. I know some levels were just less frustrating, because from the Creepy Keep section, it's just not that good. And honestly, it's definitely just a matter of fact of how Creepy Keep and Kookie's Cottage would have been if they have some levels would be a lot better if some were not just, less frustrating. But less frustrating was, a lot, more difficult than that. So I'll say that. And as for the ending itself, it's definitely a fine one to top it off. The Stinkers celebrate their anniversary of returning those wee little stinkers back to home, because the stinkers did a great job of rescuing them. And thanks to us, the player that you're playing, you have amazingly saved all the stinkers. And it's really well done to see how much fun and very good it was, because it's definitely not something that a lot of people would never be interested at by a game like this, because I highly recommend playing this game if you want to do it. Just give it a chance and you can see what I mean, or buy the full game but not download the demo of it. So yeah, and I'm very glad that Midnight Synergy created this game, because if it were for them, then I wouldn't be able to play this game if it were for them. So it's just a blessing that this game turned to be one of the best games and one of my favorite games of all time for the classic Wonderland classic trilogy of them all. Because Wonderland classic trilogies is definitely one of my favorite games in puzzles, in solving, in logical thinking. In my mind, it's definitely what I want to do, and yeah. And I very be optimistic in logical thinking as what they did. So for this game, in no particular decision with the cutscenes, presentation, gameplay, and story-wise, I give this one a 10 out of 10. Hands down, hands freaking down. Anyway guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. And if you guys been sticking to the end, I want to say thank you guys so much, because it means a lot to me. If you guys didn't watch this video, it would be a lot to me, please hit the subscribe button. Please leave a like and comment down below what is your favorite Wonderland, classic, or adventure trilogy. Because a lot out there have been, amazingly good, but some of them are not that good. Some of them are eh. So I'll say that what you guys been thinking about this one, because I'll definitely hear what you guys have been saying about this one. Do you guys really like the Adventure Trilogy of Wonderland or the Classic Trilogy of Wonderland? Because the Wonderland Classic Trilogy is definitely one of my favorites, and it's just like so amazing to see the classic designs. But the Wonderland Adventure Trilogy, or some of the absolute amazing designs out there, amazing games out there. Some three have been too many flaws out there, but some of the animations really keep that amazing high enough to see where they want to go, and how they see they end up is just what they've been doing all along. I know they doing this ever since 2013, not 2018. I could have said 2013. Sorry. Okay, so 2013, they decided to they decided to quit Wonderland, making Wonderland. They decided to quit making Wonderland because it's just getting a little bit too tired for them, and I can understand why they get so tired after all of the sixth and last game. And I'm very glad they did, because they need to deserve a well-deserved break from all of this. So I'm very glad that they did, and so do I. So I'm gonna take a break, and I'll see you guys next time. This will be the last ranking video on this one that I'll be doing, and I'm very glad that I'm thankful for you guys, and thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys really like this one. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to my first and second channels, join my Discord server to come at Decker Squad, and join my Patreon to get early access to my new content or feel like popular or not. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, aka X. And remember, guys, always stay logical thinking. Goodbye.